Now that's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff right there. I didn't think it could be done. Didn't think we could do it before 1700, but here we are. Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and welcome back to the second part of turning Ainu, now known as Ezo, into the greatest power ever seen. Now, if you haven't watched the first half, I do recommend going back and doing so. I explain a couple of the mod features because we are using the expanded family mod set, which adds a couple of new things, allowing me to form this nation of Ezo. Also, we're getting pretty close to 20k, so if you have a bit of free time, then I recommend going ahead and subscribing for more videos like this one. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it is a massive help. And videos tend to do better when they have like goals, so I don't know, can you guys get like 6 likes or something? That'd be cool. Anyway, we have a couple of goals to reach by the end of this part. First, I want to capture Beijing. That would be the status of power in the east. Also, becoming a massive great power. Hopefully, number 1. That's the goal. Not very easy considering the way development is implemented in this mod pack. Now, among the many things I want to get done, we're gonna have to start off by dealing with Ming. Now, Ming in this mod is a behemoth. Thankfully, there's a method that we're going to be able to use. Basically, build a lot of ships. You'll see why. I went with 10 heavies and 40 galleys. This is going to allow us to destroy Ming. Okay, all of our ships are now being upgraded and are grouped up together, and soon enough I'm going to be getting rid of my alliance with Ming and declaring on Ryukyu. There we go, finally! We've reached the level of great power. Normally you'd expect to reach great power fairly early on, maybe like 400, 500 dev, but in this mod pack, you get great power when the game damn well decides you do. So now we've reached the first step to becoming number 1. Perfect. And now the time's upon us to finally get rid of the Ming Alliance. And of course, just to seal the deal with Russia here, we're gonna send a very highly cultured letter to Ming, which will allow me to get on Russia's good side. Oh hey, we finally get a good look over at Europe, and Britain, would you mind telling me where France is? Spain too. Where's Portugal? Why did you kill Portugal? Alright, I've gone through all of the necessary preparations. Let's talk about strategy. So, the point of this war is not to fight Ming on the land. There is a 0%, no, a less than 0% chance, negative chance, that we would win against Ming on land. Not while they have full mandate, there's just no way. However, there is still a way to get this done. Devastation. Mainly, coastal devastation. The goal is to, of course, take Ryukyu. Very simple, very easy, doable within the first few minutes. The rest will be destroying the Ming Navy and devastating their coasts for as long as I can before I'm forced to peace out. Now, the amount of devastation I can do to Ming's coasts might not actually be that significant. However, I will be vassalizing Ryukyu, which as a pirate confederacy will no longer raid my coasts, but instead will raid the coasts of Ming, which will keep them devastated for as long as we possibly can. Now it's go time. Now, this battle here is going to be one of the deciding ones. If we win this one, which we should, then we're going to have control over basically half of the China Sea. Boom, just like that, 6 heavies gone. Now, you will probably notice that the way we're fighting these naval battles is very cyclical. It's going to be fight, capture ships using my naval doctrine, repair said ships, go out, fight again, do it over and over again. That way, while Ming is losing ships, I will be gaining ships and getting more and more numbers over them. Beautiful. 7 captured ships, 3 heavies, destroyed 5. Now, normally, getting invaded by Ming is pretty bad, obviously. However, in this case, it's actually an opportunity for us to get a stack wipe over on Ming. While I go ahead and destroy even more ships, I can destroy them at land as well, considering our very superior morale. Boom, melted like butter. Now, before I do anything particularly stupid, I'm gonna bring these guys back into Okinawa, just in case they decide to naval land there. Boom, Ming flagship captured. You'll love to see it. Alright, this one will also be another very decisive battle. However, I will not be bringing in the lights or the heavies this time. Instead, this will be fought with just the galleys in an inland sea. You'll see how devastating galleys are just by themselves. Heavies not required. Now, this war is going to take a very, and I cannot possibly stress this enough, very long time to be done with. We've been fighting for 4 years and we haven't even gotten them to negative mandate yet, so it's going to take a very long time. So, unbeknownst to Ming, he is pulling off one of the worst strategies, which is trying to use heavies in an inland sea. Boom. 21 heavies, gone. Now, look at our tributaries here. There's something that's missing here, something that's usually here but just so happens to not be here today, and that would be Chagatai. Chagatai is of the Nomadic Tech Group. They are a horde. Essentially, that means that they can fire the Unguarded Nomadic Frontier event against Ming if they have over 300 development. And as it would happen to be, they have a little more than 300. Hopefully this will bring his mandate to at least 60 and going down even further. And of course, all the while, I'm making 21 ducats off of blockading these coasts. Now, the Age of Absolutism has appeared, and we have, well, pretty much nothing. So to fix that, I'm going to have to start revoking a couple of privileges here and there. And I'm also going to be moving ourselves away from a common republic towards a noble elite. Now, this actually swapped out our plutocratic ideas with aristocratic, which normally would be an issue because you'd think, oh, then the policy's gonna change. Well, actually, it doesn't. Now, technically, this is breaking the game because it swapped out ideas in an unnatural way, so the game isn't exactly sure if I should even have this still. But in the meantime, I get to keep it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We waited long enough for the Nomad Frontier to begin. And better yet, I get to use all of the money that I've plundered from Ming to embrace the institution. Now for this next idea group, I think I'm going to want to go with absolutism ideas. They're actually quite powerful because it gives you an extra 10 maximum absolutism. As a republic, we don't get a lot of that stuff, so we're going to probably want some. That also conveniently allows me to get 3 absolutism per year. Now this is interesting. When our guy gets reelected, it says that he'll get 2.5 absolutism and 2 absolutism. So it appears we just get like 4.5 absolutism every time we reelect. And I'm also going to swap us away from frequent elections towards consolidation of power. Now I've been sitting here for no less than 30 years since the beginning of this war. Ming is nearly on their last legs on the mandate, but they don't really seem to show signs of cracking. Their stability is immense, which is kind of a problem. Now I saw a couple of signs of at least a couple of guys rose up over here. Not exactly sure what's going to happen with Ming here. They might end up falling apart, but I'm not really sure. Alright, now Ming's mandate is at completely 0. There's now nothing else I can do. I'll white peace Ming, but now I can vassalize Ryukyu, and hopefully that will keep the devastation up and keep Ming from recovering. Oh god, that was a long war. That was basically a lot of me sitting here saying nothing for 30 in-game years. But we're finally done and I can turn my attention over to Korea. Okay, second day of recording, my voice might sound a little weird, I'm a little bit sick. And for some reason I've been brought into a war against Chagatai with Russia. But that's a war I don't really feel like fighting. So I'll improve your trust, but I'm gonna say no. You know, I'm starting to think that absolutism ideas in this mod pack are a little bit broken. But I am finally ready to go to war with Korea here. Unfortunately for Korea though, they are simply no match for my discipline and morale. Even double the men can't even put a dent in my army. And rip the Korean Navy. Whew, someone's feeling pretty bold today. Is Ming really so weak that they're being invaded by Malacca? Oof. This is probably the best peace deal I can take without going over 100% overextension. But on the bright side, I can now upgrade myself to become a Great Princedom. You know, I'm starting to feel like maybe we broke Ming a little too much. So much that they started speaking Russian. And in some areas, they just don't speak anything. Looks to me like it's about time to go beyond the peninsula. But of course, why stop there, right? Russia, I'm scared, please protect me. So, their goal is going to be this colony up here. What happens if I do that? Well, now no one gets the colony, because you can't behave. Okay, at this point, this is just getting ridiculous. If I were to sum up this entire war, it would basically be nothing happened. Like, I'm not even kidding. Spain occupied a little bit of this stuff over here, our navies fought a little bit, I went island hopping a little bit, and that's it. Throughout this entire time, I was really more just trying to get rid of rebels than anything else. So that was fun. Let's never do that again. Okay, the truce with Korea is finally up. I'll declare for show superiority, but I'm going to wager that I can beat Ming with just galleys at sea and these 2 stacks that I have here. So, let's put my armies to the test. Alright, so what I'm thinking is basically, this battle here is going to determine whether or not we win. If we can win here, I'm pretty confident we can win pretty much, like, the entire war, so... And then, of course, we bring in the extra stack just to finish it all off. Yeah, how's that manpower feeling, Ming? Wow. All artillery stack completely wiped out. There's no way it's this easy. Huh, I guess it really is just that easy. Alright, well, I'll be taking Beijing, thank you very much. And embracing manufactories. So, step 1 of the things I wanted to do, own Beijing, complete. Next objective, becoming the world's greatest power, is going to take a little bit longer. Right now we are sitting in 4th place pretty comfortably, but from here on out is an uphill battle to say the least. Now, we're probably somewhere around halfway into the video by this point, so let's do a little bit of trivia. Did you know that the Republic of Ezo was actually a real thing that existed in history, but it was only for a very, very short period of time, just about 5 months? Now, without looking it up, I want you to guess down in the comments down below, what year do you think the Ezo Republic existed during? I'll give you a little bit of a hint, it was during the 19th century, that is, during the 1800s. The first person to guess it right gets, I don't know, like a cookie or something. I don't really have anything for you. But if I end up making another one of these videos, then your comment will be featured in that one. Okay, so Russia has broken our alliance and rivaled me instead. Doesn't look very good for us. Doesn't that just complete the perfect trifecta here? All of the great powers ahead of me and the one below me all want me dead. That leaves me with basically just the Timurids on my side. Alright, I hope you guys are ready for the 3rd Ming War of this episode, because that's like the only thing we've been doing really. But this time we can use the Mandate of Heaven, which is like 50% cost, so maybe we'll take something, we'll see. Now you may have heard of the scramble for Africa, but few have heard of the legendary scramble for New Zealand. Sure, this won't cause a bunch of future conflicts. Woo, finally I've achieved it. All 11 reforms, baby, giving us a total of 119 maximum absolutism. As a republic, of course. Whew, now I can finally expand without having to worry about stuff like local autonomy and stating everything. Oh, these poor souls have no idea what they're about to be hit with. I think this could be the start of a beautiful relationship. Okay, my new proposal is that I want to annex all of Ming by 1700. Don't believe me? Well, just watch then. It's a very simple plan. All we have to do is declare on one of his subjects, which he will accept the call to arms to, white peace him out of the war, that leaves us with a 5-year truce instead of a 15-year truce, wait the 5 years, destroy him within 3, take a bunch of land, rinse, repeat, annex. Ah, seems to be about that time again. Oh look, a free white piece. Okay, so this could be a bit of a problem. Well, just about time to make another army, probably. And conveniently just about the right time to, start the golden era, probably. Now, because I have all of that extra maximum absolutism here, I'll actually be swapping us back over to frequent elections. Okay, just gonna really quickly finish up this war here. And now I can turn my attention over to Russia. So we're having our next election, and that just reminded me that, I've changed it around a little bit. Elections now take 9 years, and they cost 17 Republican tradition. Now, if you check the exact amount that I make each year, that means that every time we re-elect, it costs about 1.5 Republican tradition to do so. But if I just go over here and I increase this button once in a while, then essentially we can have our Republic rulers leading for, well, for life. Alright, for our next idea group I went ahead and picked trade. There's gonna be a whole lot of money to manage in the coming years. Oh, and Britain decided to do something outrageously stupid. You may have ruled the waves back in Europe, Britain, but these are not your seas. You know, I have to admit, of the things I was expecting to do today, fighting 3 great powers at once was certainly not on that list. Kinda weird how Britain thought they could win a battle like this, with 0.5 fewer tactics. You know, sometimes I actually forget how bad Russia is at fighting battles. Yeah, how's the war going, boys? It's feeling pretty good on this end, not so much on that end. I really just can't even describe how poor of an idea this is for them. Why would you take this battle in the Highlands, and then you lock in twice? Well, you know what they say, the more the merrier, right? There's a point where they give up, right? There has to be a point where they give up. Would you have guessed it would be Britain who first realized this whole thing was stupid? 900,000 casualties. And for what? Well, first Britain can leave. Finally, the Ottomans will leave. Now you get to pay me and break both of your alliances. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, there you go. Well, don't mind me just drawing some borders here. I might, save a snack for later, you know? Now isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Hey Reddit, rate my encirclement, am I right? I'm also just gonna move my trade capital into Beijing here because I'm pretty certain I can make a lot more money than I currently am. Now there comes a time, like with most colonial playthroughs, where you have to get rid of exploration because there's practically nothing left to colonize. So I'm gonna be swapping that out for quantity. Looks like that unfortunately made the game realize that I wasn't really supposed to have plutocratic there anyway, so yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Alright, day 3. This is the day we get it done. Number 1 great power by the end of today. I'm just gonna pull a bit of a fast one on Ming real quick. Okay, beautiful, white piece Ming already. And now we just have a 5-year truce with Ming. Okay, I just realized something that took me way too long to figure out. The reason why Ming doesn't explode in this mod pack is because everything gets culture converted to their primary culture over time. So the cores of all of the other tags just disappear. So they have less rebels to fight, so they can fight them off more efficiently, and they don't explode. So here's a note to anyone trying to force a Ming explosion: you gotta do it early, or else it's just not gonna happen. And there go the Philippines. Alright, here we go again. And a yoink. Okay, trying to get the rest of Ming before 1700 might not be possible, but I'm still gonna try it. First we start off by declaring on Cochin, and then Ming drops down to low immediately. And now it's just another 5 years until we can declare on them. Ah yes, overextension. But I'm still at negative national unrest. It's just about that time of the game, you know, we got imperialism against every nation, and you know, nationalism against Kilwa. Nationalism is a mess of a CB in this game. Oh, I didn't even notice, but now we're in 2nd place. One day I'll catch up to you, Spain. This could be the very first game that I'll ever see the AI take economic hegemon from a legitimate reason. Never have I seen an AI be able to make this much money. And one thing I've been meaning to do for a long time is clean up this tribe over here. Alright, here we are back at it again. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff right there. I didn't think it could be done. Didn't think we could do it before 1700, but here we are. Now I need to somehow find 800 more development at least in order to catch up to Spain. Conveniently, Malacca is pretty close to 800 development. Alright, let's start off with Siak, and then I'll break Malacca's alliances and declare on them later. And now we have Malacca out of the war. Really? Now Britain decides to attack? My last brain cell is imploding right now. Anyway, this is probably the best I'm gonna get away with. Alright, just finished up quantity. Now if I change up a couple of my policies, and put down my extra merchant like so, then my income becomes 736 ducats a month. To put that into perspective, a jump of that much income looks kinda like this. Don't mind me here, I'm just gonna turn all of China into a trade company real quick. And oh look, now I make more money than Spain. And to think I almost let an AI take the economic hegemon. I don't think so. Alright, looks to me like we're just about ready to finally complete our destiny of becoming the world's greatest power. The last step is invading Malacca. And full annex Sulu. Whew, well that was a long war. But now we're just sitting 300 dev behind Spain. We're very close now. Alright, I'm just gonna invade this little guy over here for a bit of extra development, and then I'll probably move on to Prom. Okay, just a couple things left to do, like clean up the border here with Chagatai to fix this little problem. Well, that took a hell of a long time, and Russia decided to join in as well. But finally, the borders are looking a little bit cleaner. Alright, we're ready for our next war. Usually we would have a 9-year truce with Malacca, but I'm gonna try and shorten that down into a 6-year truce. So let's get started. Finally, after this long and tough war, we're pretty close to getting Delhi out. Just gonna try and increase his war exhaustion through battles a little bit here. Alright, our golden era has finally concluded, but the true golden era is just about to begin, as we finally peace out Delhi. And so I get to annex this part of Prome. And now we're just 109 dev away from being the greatest power. Actually, I might be able to finish this off right now. Alright, let me yoink this little bit of land over here. And, okay, this game hates me. And out of nowhere would come the final showdown, evidently. Of all the nations, I didn't really expect Spain to be the one to declare offensively, but unfortunately for Spain, I have increased the size of my navy recently, so now I have more heavies than they do, so I welcome the challenge. Or at least I would if I weren't so dead tired after recording for like 13 hours. So I'm gonna declare on Bengal and then do my best to just take whatever land I need. I tried to develop faster than Spain can get development, but that's not possible, so. Alright, here goes nothing. And finally, we've done it. Oh, this took so long. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. #1 great power Ezo. That's where I'm gonna end off this whole mini-series. I am incredibly tired, as you might be able to hear in my voice. But we've finally done it. Starting as Ainu, play until we form Ezo, and then become the #1 great power. In vanilla, it would not have been this hard, because you usually don't see like a 5,000 dev Spain. But in this mod pack, even the smallest great power is 1.3 thousand dev. And that's Hungary, which looks like this. It's tiny. Alright, just for a brief recap, we make 1.3 thousand ducats, we're 5,056 development, we get 2.32 yearly Republican tradition, which allows us to have our rulers rule for life, basically, and our admin efficiency is 55%. Now, I probably already mentioned this at the beginning, but that was so long ago that I forget. But if you did enjoy this video, then leaving a like would be a massive help. And of course, subscribing would be great as well, because that means you get to know when the next one comes out. Because yeah, I do hope to make more of these, but maybe just not so long. But truly, thank you very much for watching. This is Quarbit signing off for the last time on our Ezo game, and as always, have a fantastic day. I'd like to take a second to thank all of the patrons for the month of March, starting with the ones we have in the General tier: Quiet Guy, Brennan Arsenault, Ben Greenhagen, Torvald, Dire Avenger, and Farron. Those we have in the Prince tier: Snow Raven, Rockbox 2020, and Robert Colino. Those we have in the King tier: Chewy Shoot and Natsuki. In the Elector tier, we have TFLJ Martis, and in the Conqueror of Worlds tier, we have The Watcher. Thank you guys so much for your pledges this month, it means a lot to me, and I truly cannot thank you guys enough.